Hello, mental health owners. I hope you're having an amazing day. It's Margaret Mastery, your Heartfelt CFO. So I've been playing around with the tech in this group to share screen, to go live, and it just hasn't been working, which is why I haven't been going live. And we prepared slides for today, and just all the settings just keeps changing in Facebook, hence why I want everybody to please join me in school because there everything actually works, and to go live is easier, and I can share my screen with slides. Hi Jackie, thanks for coming on today. So whether you are live or the replay, feel free to say hello. Let me know that you are here. If there's something that you are working with today and when we make your day so much better, please let me know so that I can help you. The topic that I want to talk about today is how to help you to stop losing money and to track expenses without a headache. In case you don't know much about me, but you're in this group, I'm known to be a financial interpreter, business therapist, and a strategy whisperer that is just not your typical accountant. And I've helped thousands of entrepreneurs build and grow practices that have helped them build confidence in their numbers, grow confidence beyond in general, and do all of the things in between. I also am on a mission to rewrite how people see numbers, tax, business, and accounting, and which is a lot of what our processes have been doing and helping clients make more money and build practices beyond their wildest dreams. So I want to begin by asking you and talking about how admin, it starts to outweigh the admin component. It actually starts to outweigh the therapy component of what we do for our clients. Your calendar is full, you have a ton of sessions, but the receipts are going all over the place. The copays and the reimbursements are piling up, and the progress notes and these things are not necessarily in line with where you want to go with the practice. You opened up your practice to heal minds and to get paid for your time, but without this system and the numbers, it's really running you dry. And the more I talk with clients and work with clients on a weekly basis, the more I see this. So no process, no visibility, and reduced profits. Now, it could be that you're seeing profits because the bills are being paid and those types of things, but you're feeling like there's more and there's like something to be found. And I want to talk about that today. So what you're going to learn in this video with me is where money escapes in most practices, a simple 3-step system to capture your expenses, tools that automate without overwhelm, metrics that can turn raw data into confident decisions. That's the funnest part. This is about working calmly, not working harder. You know, the old me with all of this tech stuff would have went bonkers a little bit. And to a degree I did, I'm going to be honest, but sometimes things are out of our control and our level of expertise that we just find another way to reroute and to do things. So I want you to be able to show up for your work and still smile and love it and have systems, but also feel super confident around the money. So where does money escape? What we see is that subscriptions creep in and forgotten apps and therapy platforms start to really dominate. I'm seeing that heavy in our client meetings where clients forget around a lot of apps and therapy platforms that they want to do to grow and build, maybe like as an individual, but not necessarily as a practice, or as a practice and then individual, what might help your team. So you want to keep track of that. The other thing is that a lot of miscategorized reimbursements that never hit revenue. The next thing is receipts lost between emails, shoeboxes, and screenshots. So everyone's on the go and trying to do things in a way that is convenient and that it works for them. So sometimes people are like, oh, it's just easier for me to do a screenshot. Oh, it's just easier for me to just text you a picture. And it's happening in all sorts of ways. What you want to do is receipts that you need. It comes through one way, that it works. If people are sending multiple things a different way, you got to go through text history, you got to go through WhatsApp history and all of these things. So it becomes more work. So then the receipt, let's say of like $50, becomes like 2 hours worth of work, and your hourly rate is anywhere from $150 up, that you really lost more money than what that receipt was. But the goal here is to capture what's burning you in these things around losing money so that we can make it easier and effortless going forward. So these leaks that are small, and over time, they compound every month. And when it compounds every month is what becomes the issue. So logging receipts is really easy if we see it that way. Knowing what the numbers mean is where the practice is all about. You know, I was on with a client some part of this week, and she had a lot of questions. And what I said to her is that before you get to those higher level type questions, understanding how the functionality of the financial statements work is important, because if you understand how the financial statements work, what happens is all these higher level questions will make sense easier, and it won't be just verbatim repeating what we say as accountants to you. You'll see the functionality of it, of how it operates in your financial system. So the 3 steps to capture your expenses are, this is awesome, capture, auto pull bank feeds, and snap photo receipt apps. Okay, so the first thing is you want to capture. Even if you have QuickBooks, even if someone's doing it for you or whatnot, you want to auto do the bank feed. We even do that with our clients, so it reduces time. But it's not only just about the time, it's about the enhancement of the clarity of the information. Now, you could also snap photo receipts in specific apps to help you, and it really doesn't matter which app, what matters is the consistency of using it. The next thing is categorizing it. I'm finding lately a lot of our clients are not doing this task because they're so inundated in their one-on-ones. And I say inundated is because it's at a point where they feel like if they don't have to, they're worried about the income. So that flow of where their time is very unbalanced, okay? So if you categorize your expenses, where it can be around the sessions, you know, licensing fees and those types of things, whatever it is, it's going to help. We were working with a client around her marketing and really understanding it. She was also worried about her payroll because she hired, which was a little bit out of her reach of where the spending was. Now, everybody hires to a degree out of their reach when you begin, because you're wanting to make sure that it has a return, right? But what happens is when you have this different areas, when you have them categorized properly, it serves as a reference or as a resource or as a place to begin for that area that you want to work on. So if you want to work on hiring, you go to the hiring section because it is categorized well. If you want to work on the marketing and advertising, you go to that section. So it starts to enhance the growth of business and become a place, an operating system to build off of, almost like a journey map, right? We look at the United States, and there's multiple states. So it's the same thing with your business. The other thing is confirm monthly reviews to match reimbursements, spot trends, and adjusting fees. So what does that mean? You want to match reimbursements. Anything that happens, you want to go through those. Spot trends that are happening, consistent patterns that you see that are going on, and adjust any fees. There's always something that you want to adjust. And, you know, we can say, oh, it's $20. It's not worth my time. Oh, it's $50, whatever it is. It's the point of also making sure that you're aligning with where you want to go. So outside of the dollar amount, what you want to do is it's quality of your time and quality of your financial statements of where you're looking at this. So sometimes people get carried away around too much around the dollar amount if it's worth their time. In a lot of ways, it's not. I'll tell you right there. But it's the quality of seeing financial statements and not having that little item continue to like eat your energy levels. So to capture the 3 steps, what we talked about here is capture, categorize, and confirm. Okay, those are the 3 steps to capture your expenses. Capture, categorize, and confirm. Now, to a degree, you can always make this system your own. Okay, but this is where I saw as a framework really helped our clients and even myself. Tools that help you automate without overwhelm could be, like we talked about, bookkeeping, using QuickBooks, using receipts, something like HubDoc, practice management tools like Simple Practice, Therapy Notes, where all of you are very, very familiar, and payments that sync automatically like Stripe, Square, or if you use QuickBooks, by the way, in QuickBooks, you can use their payment system. That's actually what we use now. So depending on where you're at, I had some clients when they began with me, they started to use PayPal and Zelle because they said that the fees, don't get caught up in the fees. Let's do this, what makes a system so that it flows and that we're not losing money, we're building the practice, and we get those little energy waves back to help our energy grow the practice. And it's working towards growing the practice, working towards us as business owners, not getting drained and building the resiliency and our femininity or masculinity, to whoever is listening to this, over time to build it so that when you're done with your day, you're not drained. I have a lot of clients who love what they do, but because of the extensive amount of hours and mundane tasks, that's what happens, that it continues to build where is not what we want. So all these little things that I see is what I want to share to you, and I'm curious how you all are doing with this. So automate the input so your brain can focus on insight. Okay, now I was actually having a conversation with a mentor of mine, and he was telling me around some parts of our business that he thought was too manual. It's manual because it's customized, right? So we also have to realize that sometimes automation can't solve everything, but it can at least be a start. Now, the main thing here is around expenses. You already decided to spend the money. So the system is not deciding to spend the money. The system is helping you track it. So you got to realize why the system is important. You already made that decision. So your numbers are going to reduce anxiety and not create more of it. And if it creates more of it, that's where we need to, align actions and work in a different way. So clarity isn't just about financial, it's therapeutic also. Your mind is at ease and things are really a bit relaxed and really like you're not questioning things. I was working with a client this week, and what was happening is that because it didn't have a return, it led to a whole bunch of questioning the decision. Instead of saying, okay, that's where I was at the time, and that is a reflection of where I am right now in business, of what I see. And clues, information leaves clues, and clues are your keys to your next steps. And what we want to do is when we have those clues and our keys to the next step, where we made a decision, right? Now we see something is not working, so we want to make a new decision. That's where we curate and update. When we start to question our past decisions, we start to bring ourselves down. And I have to tell you, I actually realized this about myself this week around something where I kept thinking something I was doing was wrong, but it wasn't wrong because I have a higher level of hiring where I'm at now. And what it really was is that I realized the pattern over time of what was best for the decision and the market, meaning like what the position really offers and what people do in that industry. So it wasn't only relevant to what I thought was right, it's also like what the world does into it. So I hope that helps. So from numbers to decision with real-time metrics, you can see profits per clinician. Or payer or service. The service, I think, is really, really important because that leads your income generation activity in terms of what to do more of, okay? We can time your next hire or pause expansion with confidence. That's my favorite one, is really looking at the numbers so that you can see these in the future or not, or wait or plan and all of those things. And the fees that reflect true costs but not guesswork, okay? So the fees that reflect true costs and not guesswork, that's a decision because you have clarity. You may not like it, you may like it, but we have our clues and our keys to our next step. You see the theme of where I'm going with this? So clarity turns questions into actionable plans in the right timing. So I invite you, let's talk strategy. Put your questions down below. Let me know what resonated here below with you as well. And over time, see what works. I invite you so that we can find money hiding in your practice, make it better, and we can work on this, or if there's something else that's going on, let me know. Give me some hearts, give me some love around this, give me some comments so that I know if you liked it today. I so enjoy that you are part of this group. I want to remind you, feel free to schedule a call with me directly. I also want to invite you to our private school community. We've been putting out the links. I have a lot of trainings there lined up and a weekly Q&A on Fridays. The schedule is there. If you can't find the link, just tag me and I'll be happy to share it. I am so grateful that you listened to this, and always any questions, let me know, and let's make it happen. Talk soon.